Please take your seats quickly, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you.
Hi guys, welcome to oneminutetennis.com. In today's session, I want to talk to you about the role of the upper arm in the serve, and specifically pronation, or the turn of the racket and the hand into the serve at the point of contact. I also then want to show you a great drill, which you can only achieve and be successful in this drill if you have a correct arm action. Now, the arm action of the serve begins with a hammer action, where the racket is side on and is literally scything through the air in the most aerodynamic method possible. This creates more racket speed. And then at the last possible moment, we turn the racket so that it's going to make contact with the ball and direct it where we want it to. This turn continues and we have the service stroke. Now, the turn of the racket involves three joints in the arm. It involves the shoulder, the elbow and the wrist. But it's very important that we turn from the correct joint, otherwise part of the stroke is neutralized. Let me explain. If you think of the turn from the shoulder, then what happens for most people is the elbow and the wrist become neutral. And so we have a fast push. And then the more common one, what most people do, is they turn from the wrist. And if you turn from the wrist, then the shoulder is engaged, but the elbow remains neutral. But if you turn from the elbow and have a loose wrist, then all of the different parts of the arm are all engaged in the correct sequence in harmony with each other. Now, this only works if you have a loose wrist. You've got to get a loose wrist to do this, because you've got to allow the wrist to turn. You don't turn it. You allow it to turn as a byproduct of the elbow snap. So my suggestion to get a loose wrist is to just say goodbye to somebody. See, goodbye, and you have a loose wrist. And now make the motion, you have a loose wrist. If you look at my own arm action without the racket, as the racket changes things a little, and I make the service stroke, you can see that big shake or judder of the elbow as the energy is traveling down the arm and then changed into angular momentum here and then delivered through the hand and into the racket. So now I'm going to explain some progressions that you can do to make sure that you get this motion absolutely perfect. The first one is that without holding the racket, I'm going to place the racket in front of the elbow here, and I'm going to stop the elbow and let the loose wrist just continue through. Now, this is important because although it seems confusing to a lot of people, when we throw, the elbow is going backwards, not forwards. Most people think the elbow is going forwards, but that's a push. And now I have a throw. You can see this clearer when you look at soccer or football and the players have a throw in. And when they have a throw in, they hold the ball like so. And look, the elbow is going backwards, not forwards. So to get the elbow to go backwards or be static, put the racket in the way, make the motion, have this loose wrist, and the elbow stops. And now, without an object in the way, I want you to make the same movement where you stop the elbow, still keeping that loose wrist. And now we add the racket, put the hand in the way, and stop the elbow. Again, the hand in the way, and stop the elbow. And now, keeping a loose wrist, we make the same motion, but without the hand or any object being in the way. I stop the elbow. Now, as you can see from this, everything's happening on the right side of the body, because right now we're just isolating the arm action of the serve. So everything happens on the right side of the body. I know when you see the professional serve, everything finishes on the left, but that's not because the arm goes to the left, that's because the body turns. So we swing and the body turns. So I swing, everything's on the right side, and I turn the body. So everything's finishing on the right side of the body, but the body turns to put the racket on the left. We're just going to do everything on the right side of the body. We're concentrating on the arm action. So now we go through all the progressions. So elbow, elbow without me stopping it, racket, racket without me stopping it, and now the simple, pure service action. And these progressions should give you the correct sequential movements of the modern serve. It should add energy and power to your serve. But we've got to check it out that you're doing it right. So here's a great drill to do it. I'm going to draw a line in the court here, about 4 or 5 feet in front of me. And now, instead of trying to aim into the box down the court, I'm going to power the ball into the ground here and try and bounce it into the service box on the other side of the court. And to do that, I need a lot of force. And only if you have a correct elbow snap and a loose wrist to allow the energy to flow will you be able to do this. Without that, it's almost impossible. And then once you've mastered the art of putting the ball into the ground here, then just alternate between driving the ball into the ground and over the net, and then driving the ball into the normal service box. I hope this makes sense. Go through these progressions, try the drill, and let me know how it works for you or your players. You know we love your feedback, and we try to reply to every single comment. If you want to practice this, have a look at our partners, playyourcourt.com. They'll send a tennis pro direct to your local court, to your local area. It's a fantastic service, and the information on their membership is in the comment section below. So remember, go through the progressions: elbow snap, loose wrist, elbow snap, loose wrist with the racket, and you'll find that you energize and dramatically increase the speed of your serve. Remember, my tennis lessons are designed not to make you perfect one day in the future, but to make you better today. Thanks for watching, and see you next time for more unique tennis lessons that really work.